Hey guys, I have another reformer workout for you this week. We're going to use dumbbells. I'm using 2 pounds. If you don't have any dumbbells, not a problem. You can do the whole workout without it. This is my first workout back in 4 weeks after getting my appendix out. So it's going to be a little bit more of a leg and arm workout, maybe a little core, but my core is super weak, so I'm just working back into it. So like I said, it's a little bit more leg and arm focused. So let's get started. We're gonna have our foot bar all the way up in the top position. I'm putting a red and a blue spring on for single leg footwork. Normally I would do a red, white, and blue, but my legs are just not strong right now. So if you wanna go heavier, go for a red, white, and blue, or if you're on balance body, do 2 reds. I'm doing red and blue as I mentioned. You can bring that head rest or the headrest all the way up. Lay down onto your back. We're gonna start with that right heel on parallel feet. You're gonna take your dumbbells. If you have them, use them. If not, you can have your arms long by your side. So you're gonna bring that left leg up into tabletop. You can flex the foot. Your elbows are right next to your ribs. Palms are facing each other. You're gonna exhale, press out through that right leg. Reach those arms up to the ceiling, squeeze that right quad, and then pull it in slow. So exhale, press, reach those arms up, squeeze that right quad, slow and control as you come in. Keep going here. You still want to keep that little neutral spine, so that little space between your lower back and the mat. If you find that the weights are uncomfortable to press up, like you're digging into the shoulder rests, then just don't use the weights. You want to stabilize through the pelvis and hips so they're not rocking. Each time you press out, think about pressing through that heel, squeezing that glute quad. You want the arms and legs to kind of press up at the same tempo. And make sure you're extending those arms all the way up so they're straightening at the top. We have 5 more. Exhale, press 4. Make sure you're pulling up through that quad each time you press out. 3. You can always go heavier on the weights. If 2 pounds is too light, go do 3 pounds, 5 pounds, whatever feels good for you. The last one, we're going to press it all the way out, hold it. You're going to come halfway in, bend those elbows to a hover. So they're about 1 inch off the mat. You're going to pulse the arms up 1 inch and down 1 inch as you pulse the carriage. So slow and control. Again, keep that tempo. Keep those elbows glued to your ribs. You should be feeling that in the right quad. We have 4 more. 3, slow and control. 2, press it all the way out. Reach those arms up, hold. You're going to come halfway back in. Keep those arms up to the ceiling now. You're going to reach that left leg up to the ceiling. You're going to lower the arms as you lower the legs just to hover over the foot bar, and then bring it up to the ceiling. So we're isometrically working that right leg, a little bit of core in that left side. You want to stabilize through those hips and pelvis. Lower and lift. We have 5 more. Again, the arms and legs are moving at the same tempo. 4. Last 3. For 2. Last one. Up to the ceiling. Press that right leg all the way out. And come all the way in. Left heel on the foot bar, parallel foot. Flex that right foot, other leg, right leg is in tabletop. This time, palms still face each other. Reach the hands up to the ceiling. You're gonna bend those elbows. So now your hands are just to the outside of your temples. The elbows are staying still. As you press out with that left leg, reach those arms up to the ceiling. As you come in, Bend those weights back down towards your temples. So a little overhead tricep extension. The elbows are staying still. You're just hinging at the elbow joint. Make sure you go slow. Really try to extend and squeeze those arms at the top. Press to that left heel, pull up through that quad and glute as you press out. Stabilize through those hips and pelvis. Exhaling as you extend. Pull it in slow. We have 5 more. And 4. Last 2. Last one, press it all the way out. We're going to be coming halfway, hold it. Bend those elbows halfway down so they're by your temples. Again, pulse the carriage up a few inches as you pulse those arms a few. So again, the elbows aren't moving. You're just little hinging at the elbow joint. Go slow. The slower you go, you'll feel your triceps even with these 2-pound dumbbells. Slow up, slow down. Breathe. We have 5 more. And 4. Last 2. Press all the way out. Extend those arms. Reach that right leg up to the ceiling, keeping it straight. You're going to bend that left knee halfway in. Isometric hold through that left leg. Lower the arm and leg down, just hovering over the foot bar, and then back up to the ceiling. Slow and control. Stabilize through that core. Use that right oblique a little bit more. Try to keep that carriage as still as possible. Last 2. Last 1. Press the carriage all the way out and come all the way in. We're going to go down to the right ball of your toe. Left leg is in tabletop. I'm going to point my left toe this time. Your elbows are going to be wide like a goalpost. Your palms are facing your feet. As you press the carriage out through that right leg, you're going to press the weights up to the ceiling, have them tap, and then bend those elbows back down to a hover and 90 degrees. Press up and reach. Slow and control. Try to squeeze that right quad and glute each time you press out. Again, have that same tempo with the arms and legs. So you're going very slow and control. Make sure you get that full extension of the elbows at the top. Then bend them back down to a hover. Or you can almost tap them down. Just make sure they're not resting at the bottom. Last 4. And 3. Press out for 2. Last one. You're going to come halfway in, bend those elbows down. You're just going to alternate pressing one arm up to the ceiling and then other. So no pulses with the legs, just alternate reaching those arms up. Stabilize through that core. You're isometrically working that right leg. We have 8, 7, press up 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bend those elbows, press the carriage all the way out, and then come all the way in. Drop down to that left toe, left ball of the toe on, right leg in tabletop. Point that right toe. Your arms are going to start out to the side, straight arms, but have a slight bend in the elbows. You don't want them super bent, but you don't want them locked out. So just a very slight bend, arms wide to a T. As you press the carriage out with that left leg, have the hands meet up top, and then back out to a T or slight hover. So a little hug-a-tree type motion, laying down on your back or chest fly, whichever you want to call it. Pressing through the ball of your left toe, lifting up through that quad and glute. Think about squeezing the chest as you bring those hands together, and slow as you open. We have 5 more. Resist it down and resist those hands. Last 2. Last one. We're going to come in halfway, hold it still. Open those arms out to a hover, isometrically working through that left leg. Bring the left hand up to the ceiling, back out to the side, then the right. So stabilize through that core, stabilize through those hips, just moving those arms one at a time. You're isometrically working that left leg. Keep alternating. We have 4 more. And 3. For 2, and 1, arms out to the side, press it all the way out, and come all the way in. Drop the weights down, bring your knees into your chest, just give it a little rock side to side. You can circle those legs. We're gonna roll on up, and we're gonna change our springs to a single red spring. So take off that blue. I'm going to put the foot bar all the way down. If you want it a little bit lighter for standing side splits, you can always do a blue and a white or a blue and a yellow. Or if you find that the red is too easy, you can do a red and a white or a red and a yellow. I'm going to grab my platform and stick it on top of my springs. If you don't have a platform, you can always stand on the wooden platform. Okay, we're also gonna grab your dumbbells. Again, if you don't have dumbbells, no problem. You can still do the arm motion or no arm motion. So you're gonna step onto the platform first. Always step onto the platform over the carriage just because the carriage moves. So feet parallel for standing side splits. If you want it harder, bring that foot that's on the carriage closer to the edge of the reformer. If you want a little bit easier, just step the foot a little bit towards the shoulder rest. So I'm going to have my feet kind of a little bit closer towards the edge, but not as far out into the middle of the carriage. Tuck that pelvis under, lengthen long through the spine. Arms are going to start long by your side. You're going to press the carriage out to a straddle. Bring those arms out to a lateral position, T position, and then slowly pull it in. Press it out. Make sure you drop the shoulders down the back, and you're resisting it in with that left leg. So you should feel the outer glutes working. Slow and control. If you feel any knee tension as you press the carriage out, then you might want to go down to a little lighter spring, which is the blue and the white, or you can bring your foot out a little bit further because that makes it a little bit easier. You can press out a little bit more. So whichever feels good for you. Slow as you come in. Again, I'm going to bring my foot closer. Try to have those arms and legs move at the same motion, similar to what we were doing earlier. Resisting it in, so take like 3 seconds to pull it in, 3 to 5 seconds. You want to press evenly with both legs. You don't want one hip or one leg to press more than the other. makes you lift up through that spine, sucking the belly button in, lengthen the crown of the head as you pull that carriage in. Keeping that pelvis tucked under, you don't want to stick your bottom out. Let's do 4 more. Press out for 3. And you only want to bring your arms shoulder height or less, so you don't want them to lift up too high, because then that will get into your neck. Last 3. Press out 2. Last one, you're going to hold it out there, just little circles with those arms for 5, 4, 3, 2, reverse directions, keep that leg still, the carriage still, 4, circle 3, 2, hold those arms out, slowly pull it in, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, drop those arms down. Now you're going to press the carriage out. So there's just a little gap between the reformer and the platform. You're going to squat down, so try to keep the carriage as still as possible. Squat down, bring those arms out in front of you, and then up slow. So try to keep that carriage still, arms straight, so little front raise. If you don't want to add the arms, keep those arms long by your side. If you don't want to add the squat, just stand up and just do those arms. So again, do what feels good for you. Keep the weight in the heels as you squat. And you can go as deep as you feel comfortable. If you only feel like doing like a small knee bend, that's fine. As you get to the top, squeeze those glutes, push those hips forward. We have 5 more. 4. Last 3. 2. Last one, you're going to hold it there. Hold that squat. You're just going to bring those arms in, wide bend, and press out for 10. And 9. Again, you can do those arms. If you want, take out the arms and just do the squat. 6. Then and press 5. Keep dropping down the shoulders, down the back. 4. 3. Make sure the weight's in the heels, light on the toes. 2. 1. You're going to bend those elbows. Hold it here. Little pulses up, slow and control. 10. 9. Try to keep that carriage still, so you're using the outer glutes to hold that carriage. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. Stand all the way up. You're going to reach those weights down in front of you. Kind of have them together. Have a little, again, slight distance in the carriage. You're going to bend your knees just very slightly, not much. You're going to stick your bottom out behind you, back is flat. Just go down, halfway down your shins, and then lift up, squeezing your glutes. So this is like a deadlift. The back is flat, you're sticking your chest out, no rounded backs. And lift up, squeeze those glutes. If you don't feel comfortable leaning forward like this on the reformer, go on the floor and try this on the floor. So again, you're keeping that carriage still. So you're having to use the outer glutes and hamstrings to stand up. You want the weight in the heels. And you're sticking your bottom out behind you. This also does work your back muscles because you're having to keep them flat and engaged. We have 4 more. 3. As you bend down, make sure your eyes kind of follow. If you look up, then you'll have a little strain in the neck. 2. 1. You're going to hold it here. Now you're just going to go up an inch and down an inch. Slow. Abs tight. 2. Try to focus on using the hamstrings to lift up. 3. And 4, make sure you're pulling the shoulders back, you're not rounding. 5, and 6, 7, 8, 2 more, 9, stand all the way up. You're just gonna sit low into that squat and just press that left leg out. 10, 9, so the weight is in most of the right leg. You're just pressing out with the left. So the torso is not moving, it's staying over that right leg. Press and squeeze. 10 more. 9, 8, make sure your bottom is back. 7, press 6, 5, 4, 3, press out 2, and 1, stand all the way up. We're going to step onto the platform and turn around to the other side. So left foot is on the platform, right foot is on the carriage, feet are parallel. Again, if you want easier, put your foot out to the center. Chest tall, tuck that pelvis under, bring those arms out to a T, and slowly pull it in. You're going to resist it out, or resist it as you come in. So 3 to 5 seconds to pull that carriage in. Lengthen long through the crown of the head as you pull that carriage in. Pressing evenly with both legs. And you're really resisting with this right glute now to pull that carriage or to resist against it. Slow and control, tuck that pelvis under. Five more here. And 4. Last 3. 2. This last one, we're gonna hold it out. 5 arm circles. 5, keep the carriage still, tuck the pelvis. 4, 3, 2, 1, reverse directions for 5, 4, 3, 2, hold those arms out, pull the carriage in slow. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring those arms down by your side. Press the carriage out just a few inches. We're gonna go into the squat, but this time, your arms are gonna be like a goalpost. As you squat it down, you're gonna press those arms up to the ceiling. So a little shoulder press, squat, press, try to keep that carriage as still as possible. Again, you can take out the arms if you don't want to add the arms, or if you don't want to do the squat, take out the squat. Again, try to keep that carriage still. You'll be working that outer right glute a little bit more. Squat and press. We have 5 more. Press those hips forward at the top, squeezing those glutes forward. Last 3. Press 2. Last one, you're gonna hold that squat. Just do those arms. 10, 9, abs tight. 8, head neutral. 7, 6, 5, 4, weight in the heels. 3, 2, 1. Hold those weights in front of you. Little pulses with those legs. 10. Slow. 9. Make sure you're not bending at the chest. You're using those legs to bend. 6, 5. Keep breathing. 4, 3, 2. Stand it all the way up. Keep those weights together. We're going to do that little hinge of the hips. So slight bend. Little deadlift, stick your bottom out behind you, flat back, stand up, squeeze those glutes, press those hips forward. Keeping that carriage as still as possible. So you want to pull those abs in, stick that chest out so the back is very flat. No rounded backs. come down to the floor if you feel uncomfortable bending in this position. You have 5 more. Try to initiate the stand up by squeezing those glutes and those hamstrings. Last 3. 2. 1. You're going to halfway down with the chest. Keep that carriage out, little pulses up. 10. Make sure you're just lifting with the hamstrings and glutes. Back is flat. We have 6, 5, 4. Make sure it's slow. 3, 2. Stand all the way up. Bring that carriage in. You're going to sit into that squat. Most weight is on that left leg. Body is over that left leg, and you're just pressing out with that right foot. Full extension. Isometric holding through that left leg. Abs tight, chest lifted, just a slight lean. Make sure you get that full stretch of that right leg, and you're not transferring the weight. So all the weight is in that left leg. We have 8 more. Press 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, press 2, and 1. Come all the way in. Step onto the platform and carefully step down. Put your weights onto your reformer. I'm going to take off my platform and place it underneath my machine. I'm going to change my spring to a single white spring. If you're on balance body, it might be yellow spring. If you do not have a weight, then you might want to go to a blue spring to make it a little heavier. If whatever reformer you have, if it does not go light and you feel like it's too much arm work and you have a weight, just drop the strap down and just do the arm work. So I'm going to put one of the weights down. So I just have 1 weight, and I'm going to grab my right strap. So I'm going to stick my hand through that strap, and then I'm going to grab up higher on my rope, so where the rope and the hooks clamp. You're going to scoot yourself back just a little bit so your toes are just off the edge. So my left hand has the weight, and my palm is going to be up to the ceiling. So you're going to start with this right arm straight back. The left arm, palm is up to the ceiling. So you're just going to alternate. So bring that right arm forward as the left arm goes back, and then reach it forward. So you see I'm sitting back slightly on my heels. You don't want to be up too tall, otherwise you might fall into the well. So flat back, straight arm reaches, and then resist. So the arm that has the strap is straight and slow and control. So again, if you don't have a white spring, then you can always just grab the weight and use 2 of your weights and do this same motion. Keep the eyes looking towards the headrest. You have a neutral neck. Slow and control. Make sure you're dropping that shoulder down the back. Let's do 5 more. Press 4. For 3. Press 2. And last one. Come all the way in. I'm going to sit back onto my knees or onto my heels this time. I'm going to grab this strap. I'm going to put that weight that was in my left hand into my right palm. So elbows lifted, elbow and shoulder in the same line. You're going to do a slow bicep curl and then press that weight up to the ceiling. And slow and control. Slow, get it to 90 degrees or a little more. Press it up. And now, it doesn't have to go all the way to the ceiling to a straight arm. Just a little press. Remember, always keep tension in the rope. If you go fast, you're going to lose or get slack, and then you're not going to be working that arm as much. If you find that the single white spring is too easy, then go to add on the blue spring. Keep that elbow lifted if you can. We have 4 more here. Last one, you're going to pull it all the way in, hold it here, little pulses up, 10, 9, try to keep the carriage still, 8, it can be small, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You're going to keep the weight in this right hand. Your left hand is going to go up on the shoulder rest, bring those knees back a little bit. Straight arm with that right hand. You're going to press it back. Bend that elbow for a tricep, kick it back, keep it straight, and then sweep it straight down by your hip. So straight arm presses, bend, extend, and then slow. So remember, keep it slow so you don't lose tension in that rope. We don't want slack. Straight arm press, bend, extend, and slow. Keep dropping the shoulder down the back. Bend, press, and down slow. If this starts getting too heavy, you can drop the strap down and just do the weight, or drop the weight and just do the strap. We have 4 more. And 3. Good, 2. Whoo, I can feel my arm is feeling really tired because I see a little slack in my rope. Last one. Bend, press it back, and bring it down. Great. Place that, drop that strap down into the well. Just have a seat and do a little tricep stretch. Bring that right arm up and over. Breathe. Then take that right arm, cross it across the body, and pull so you feel a stretch in the back of the shoulder, a little bit of the back. All right, we're going to grab onto the left strap. So I'm going to place my left hand through the strap and grab up a little bit higher on the ropes where the gray is, or where the rope and the clamps meet. The weight is going to be in my right arm. So my right palm is up to my ceiling. Remember, you're going to sit back slightly on the heels. Don't be up too high. So right arm is up, left arm is straight back behind me. You're going to alternate, left arm come forward as the right arm goes back, and lift. Slow and control. Keep those abs tight, back flat, head neutral. Try to have the hands go at the same tempo. We're going to do 3 more here. Last one. Come all the way in. You're going to sit back onto your heels. Grab your strap with your left hand, and we're going to place the dumbbell into that left hand. Elbow is lifted. You're going to bicep curl, a little press up to the ceiling. Release it slow. So again, try to have that elbow in line with the shoulder. If you feel too much neck tension, always drop the elbow. You don't want to create anything in the neck, because that always is annoying if you have neck pain. So pull it in, press it up. Again, you don't have to press it all the way up to the ceiling. It could be even just a very small press. Try not to have slack in the rope. We're going to do 2 more here. Keep dropping the shoulder down the back. Last one. Hold it still. Little presses up to the ceiling. 10. Try to keep this gear still. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You're going to come up to your knees. Right hand onto the shoulder rest. Bring those knees back a little bit more. That feels comfortable. Left arm is straight, palm facing back. Straight arm, press it back. Bend that elbow for a bicep or a tricep press. Kick it back, and then straight arm sweeps down. Straight arm press back. Bend that left elbow. Kick it all the way back, tricep. Slowly reach it down. Keep going here, head neutral. Abs tight, back flat. Again, if it gets too heavy, drop the weight or drop the strap. We have 4 more here. Last 3. You can always stop early if it gets too intense. And 2. Last one. Bend and extend. Come all the way in. You can drop that strap into the well. Just have a seat. Take the left arm, reach it up over your head. Pull down, get a nice tricep stretch. Now take that left arm, cross it across the body. Pull with that right arm. Feel a stretch in the upper back and the shoulder. Release. I'm going to put both my dumbbells on the floor. I'm going to bring my footwear up to the top notch, and I'm going to put a blue and a white spring on. We're going to do feet and straps, but with very light weight. So we're working a little bit more our core. And because my abdominals are a little weak from my surgery, by having my feet or having the straps assist my abs, it's just slowly working back into core work. If you want extra abs, make sure just do a single blue spring. And if you end up wanting to just do legs, do a red and a blue. My straps are hooked up. Lay down onto your back. You can bring that headrest up if you had it down. Press the carriage out. Place one foot into the strap. Other foot. Reach those legs up to the ceiling. So keeping the feet squeezed together. You're going to lower your legs down towards the foot bar. Press the back down into the reformer. And then slowly bring up. So when you have less springs on, you have to use more of your abs to lift the legs up because the springs aren't pulling you in. This is why, for me, since I haven't been able to work out abdominals and I'm just getting back in, this is very light and safe for my core. I'm not rushing back in to crunches or fully engaging them. So press that back down into the reformer. Slow, so you should feel your abs tighten as you lower the legs down. Try to keep those ribs pulled in so they're not popping up towards the ceiling. keep those legs squeezed together so you're working a little bit more of the inner thighs. Let's do 5 more here. Make sure you only lift up as high as you can without lifting that tailbone. So if you're not as flexible, don't lift your legs up to the ceiling as much. We have 3. 2. Last one. Lift your legs up to 45. Turn the toes out, heels together. You're going to bend the knees in for frog and then press straight out. So you can press as you press out. You can press the legs out a little bit lower to engage the abs. If you feel like it's too much and you feel any back pain, just reach the legs a little bit higher. Because it is light, you do have to go slow. Think about squeezing the inner thighs. Pressing that back down into the reformer. We have 3 more here. Keep squeezing those heels, zip up through those inner thighs. Last 2. Last one, press the carriage all the way out, keeping those legs straight. You're gonna bring them up to the ceiling, circle out and around. And for this one, maybe you don't come up as high, so you keep a little bit more tension in those abdominals. Go slow. Try to get the legs as low as you can, but without arching the back. So that back is pressed against the reformer the whole time. You should feel your abdominals harden and engage as you lower. We have 3 more. And 2. Last one, reverse directions with that circle. So lower down, make sure legs stay together until you open, and then let the legs meet at the top before you lower. And this should be slow. And this, even though I say we're working our abs, it's not going to be an ab burner. You're not going to feel those burn like when you do crunches, but you should feel those abs engaging as you circle around. And you want to go slow so there's no slack in the ropes. We have 4 more. For 3. 2. And last one. Come all the way to the top. Let's take your feet out of the straps. You can drop them into the well. Roll on up. You can keep the blue and the white spring on. Let's put your left foot onto the floor, right foot up against the shoulder rest. Press it back into a lunge stretch. Press that right hip forward. Tuck that pelvis under. Just breathe into it. Stand up slightly. You're going to straighten the front leg. Lift the toe up to the ceiling. Lean that chest forward. Try to square off the hips. You should feel a stretch in the back of the left leg. You can always bring the hand down more to bend the chest forward more. Bend that knee, come all the way in. We're gonna hop on over to the other side. So left foot onto the right foot on the floor, left foot up against the shoulder rest. Bend that right knee and press that left hip flexor forward, tucking the pelvis, lift the chest up. Take a few breaths into the stretch. Then straighten the front leg, lift that right toe up to the ceiling, square off the hips. Press the carriage back and lean that chest forward. You should feel a stretch in that right hamstring. Again, you can lean that chest forward a little bit more. You're placing the hand down lower. Bend that knee, come all the way in. And we're all done, guys. I hope you had a great workout. I'm happy to be back working out with you guys. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys next time.